So Dillon went on Piers Morgan whole interview, bruh. Sheesh, man, this is crazy, man. Obviously, I was kind of disappointed with the fight. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I was with Dillon. I wanted him to win all this shit. I wanted Dillon to win. I wanted him to. I was with the whole build up. I had no problem with him going after Nina. But the way he fought in there to only throw however many punches he did and just not try to get knocked out, it was embarrassing. I wasn't rocking with it. I wanted him to actually fight, knock him out so bad, and back up that talk. Fortunately, we didn't get to see it. We obviously reacted to all the so popular KSI and the Logan one, also like the interview with KSI and Tommy after. Kind of clowning KSI for being a sore loser, but the more I think about it, he did get robbed. I mean, I don't know. I would say it was a draw. That's how I would have said it. Like, I'll get the first 2 rounds of KSI, and the third one's debatable, and then I'll give 4 through 6 to Tommy. But obviously the -1, I don't know. He probably got robbed. But I just need KSI versus Jake, and then the winner to rematch Tommy. That's what I think should happen. But this is funny as heck that he's here, bro.
Great.
MMA he did get turned into a meme, so
definitely on the body.
In his -W,
yeah, really? A lot harder. Yeah,
fans got scammed.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
I wear glasses all the time.
Let's have a quick look.
I don't want to get
a little one.
Logan's gonna have the satisfaction.
Come on. Let's see the eyes. There we are.
Not too bad.
I mean,
I was in a fist fight, but he looked worse. He was running the whole time. You know?
Yeah.
I wanted to fight. He was running, so I didn't really get the satisfaction.
Here's my take on what happened.
Yeah. Did you watch the fight?
You are a brilliant jiu-jitsu fighter. I mean, you're one of the best there's been.
See, like, that's what I wanted too, but even when he tried some jiu-jitsu shit, it didn't work on Logan. It didn't even work.
For everything you've achieved in jiu-jitsu.
I was tight.
But what I
would have been funny if he actually like, took him down and shit.
The weekend with you and Logan Paul. I just thought, I don't know, it just seemed to me like, what was in that for you? I get it makes you more famous. Yeah. I get it made you a ton of money. I get all that. I get that from a marketing point of view.
Yeah.
Everyone thoroughly enjoyed the extravaganza.
Yeah.
But as a fighter with a great reputation, when you came away from it, what did you feel?
As many people.
About the fight, it didn't feel like a fight. I feel like he was running away. Every time I tried to engage with him and try to get in there and like trade, he would run away, you know?
You landed 9 punches in 6 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing
that's not great, is it?
It's because he was running though. Even Connor was saying it. He was running. He was on the back foot the whole time. I was trying to push forward. I wanted to fight. I wanted to clinch. I wanted to fight. I was like,
you threw more fights at the end with the security guys.
That big dude, man, I was trying to get at him, but he was a chunky big dude, and he was pushing me away and everything. But it was fun.
Why did you, just for the record, why did you suddenly dive in and do a jiu-jitsu move?
I wasn't actually trying to, but he was smart. He Vaselined his head up. So I guess he knew I was trying to go for his neck. But at that moment, I actually wasn't. I was just grabbing his head, and he just kind of shrugged me in the Vaseline. And he threw that punch, and then I up-kicked him.
You dived in for his body, his legs.
Yeah, I was just kind of, at that one time, I was just kind of messing around a little bit, you know, to let him know what a real fight is. Boxing's not a real fight. It's a half a fight. I want to fight him in a real fight where he shook my hand and said he was going to fight me in MMA.
Do you think he'll ever get in an MMA environment with you?
I mean, he shook my hand. If he's a real man, he should, you know. He didn't defend his fiance, in my opinion. If a man talks the way I did about your fiance,
I want to mention that too. I don't know him or his fiance. Nina Agdal, right? But
I don't know. I think that's her stage name.
Is it?
Talking.
Isn't it a bit cheap, Dillon, to go for the girl, not the man?
No, because if it was someone else, yes, I would never do that. I would never cross those lines. But with the Pauls, they cross those lines all the time. His brother went at
the fight game anything goes, but I personally probably wouldn't.
In this fight, I think it made sense because it was all true. Everything was public. What she's saying, what she's suing me for is all fake. I didn't hack her phone. I didn't do any of that.
But have you ever done that to a jiu-jitsu opponent?
No. I wouldn't have done it to even, like, if I was talking about a regular fighter's wife, I would be like, oh, the guy's an asshole. Well, people know this is true. People know her past. It's all out there, so everything was public. And
you know what I mean, though. You're like I say, you're a world champion fighter.
Yeah.
It just seemed a little bit demeaning to me to target the woman, not the guy.
In this boxing match, he's 0-2. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. What, are we gonna sell our boxing skills? No, you know, I'm a promoter, so I wanted to make people watch this fight, and it did over 1.3 million views. So,
how much money did you make from it?
A lot.
You haven't said how much.
Yeah, I don't want to say a number, but a lot of money. A lot of money. But I should have been I should have got the pay-per-view.
I mean, you did actually say that if you lost, you would give your share of the purse. In fact, we got a clip.
We never shook hands.
Well, here we are.
We never shook hands.
Here's a clip.
Yeah. I bet I knock you out.
How much?
I don't care. Don't matter. I made a bet to you.
What was it?
It said if I win, I had to be the best man at your wedding.
Okay.
And
if I win, I get your entire purse.
Sure.
Sure. All right. Well, that's pretty unequivocal. So, Dillon, here we have a large check. A large check made payable to Logan. But what we don't know.
We actually are making
don't know
an
the
appeal,
deal.
though, so it actually might be a win for me because he punched me on the ground.
Right.
So the appeal might be, I might be the winner.
But if we were to put a figure in here, what are we looking at?
Over $1 million.
Over $1 million
Yeah.
pounds or dollars?
$1
$1 million US dollars.
Yeah.
That's your
Definitely.
cut.
Yeah. I mean,
Is that your biggest ever payday?
in fighting, yes, for sure. Yeah, you know, MMA doesn't pay that well. That's why after this, I'm going to the UFC. I want to go to the UFC. I think the UFC now will see my potential in selling fights and everything like that. So
See, that's the bit I get. I think you're a smart marketing
yeah,
guy, right?
I came up under the best.
Yeah, this
you
has
know?
all been a very smart marketing play. I get that. I mean, I went down to see your mate Conor McGregor fight Floyd Mayweather, and it was a fascinating thing to watch.
Yeah.
I never actually thought he
awesome.
could beat Floyd Mayweather, but
He did great.
But for a few rounds, he went toe to toe with him, and it was really interesting
did.
to watch.
He did really
and it
good.
was a massive success financially for both of them. So I do get the exhibition kind of nature of this, but it's not real fighting, is it?
No, it's not. In my opinion, it's not. If me and you go into a street fight, we're not gonna be like, hold on a second, let's go get these gloves and throw it on and box. We're fighting. And he knows I would strangle him unconscious within 30
It's real fighting, but like
That's why he didn't do the real fight.
there is a difference.
In MMA,
but like
the bag was bigger than the boxing bag, actually. So he turned that down. And
What would happen if you fought him in MMA?
it wouldn't last more than a minute.
How would you take him out?
I would play with him. I could take him down, mount him, and literally slap him around, and just it would be embarrassing. Actually, it'd be so fun.
Do you think any boxer? Funny enough, I did Celebrity Apprentice.
that's what I thought, but
with
I thought you would have been able to do it in the boxing ring when you tried. That's the
the
thing.
UFC guy.
But these boxers think they can fight.
Well, it was actually very interesting. So we got talking one night because every night you do these long hours. And we're sitting there talking together, and I said, "What will happen with you guys?" And I got them 2 sets of boxing gloves, and they sparred in the room, right?
Oh, definitely Lennox Lewis would be.
And it was fun. Well, they both agreed that if it was straight boxing, Lennox would win.
Yes.
Right? He's one of the great world heavyweight champions of all time. But they also both agreed that if it got into Tito's world of UFC, he would win. Because he would get Lennox
I know
down.
Jake Paul announced
Yeah,
September
exactly.
15th.
You
We'll
guys
see his
don't know what
opponent
we're
once
doing.
it's
And Logan
revealed.
tries to act like
Supposedly it's
Would you
Jorge
beat any boxer?
Masvidal. Supposedly, I'm not.
I
jacking
could probably
it,
do
or
it in the
what's
same night.
That's not what I'm trying to see,
Logan,
dog.
Jake, I could probably do back.
But what about
But obviously
the elite
KSI's not ready to
boxers,
fight,
actual
Easy,
so.
top boxers?
easy. The only one that ever wrestled, I think, was Terrence Crawford, but I don't think he has like a serious wrestling background. But the jiu-jitsu is too hard.
Pump
to learn.
Perry, I'm
That's
saying
why these
KSI
boxers,
Jake
they
fight
don't
winner
do
can get the
MMA.
back.
What about
Rematch.
Mayweather at his peak?
Oh, easy.
You would?
Easy. He doesn't have power. The hard thing with the dangerous thing about a boxer for MMA guy is someone that has a one-punch shot. We saw this in the first UFCs. You know, once you shoot in, it's over. You know, you need to land that one shot, and it's very hard. So once they get a hold of someone, it's over. You know.
You weren't happy that Drake, the rapper,
Yeah, we're
Be on
friends too. That hurt me.
well, he bet on Instagram $850,000 on your opponent to
Yeah.
knock you out.
He lost.
Yeah,
lost,
because he didn't knock you out.
Yeah, and me and Drake were friends, so I.
Oh,
didn't
he
like that
lost.
Logan.
I thought he
You'd
won.
be
I
in
thought
touch
he
with him.
just said
No,
nothing.
he has a new number now. But he posted a story saying like.
So he bet against
embarrassing-
you, he's ghosted you. What's
I know.
going on there?
I know it's messed up. I know. Hopefully he watches this and will reach out to me.
Well, what's your message to Drake if he's watching?
Should have bet on me.
Camera's there.
I don't know. I thought we were friends, Drake. That's messed up. You know, Logan's not one of us. We don't sue. We don't do lawsuits. You know, Drake is a gangster like me. We don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think Drake would have sided with me, in my opinion. You know, Logan's I don't know, he's a pussy. Can I say that on here? I don't know.
You can. We're called uncensored for a reason.
Okay, yeah, he's a pussy. You know, he wanted to sue off. This is what he wanted. He didn't want to fight. He wanted me to pull out this fight, and he learned it was real when he did that water ball and he threw at me, and I hit him with that mic, cut his face on, but I gave him almost like a concussion. So he knew it was real. He knew what he's not a real fighter. He's an entertainer. You know, he's not built for this.
Is that good for the fight game generally to have
It's
these
funny,
kind
bro.
of YouTube influencers?
I mean, he
like
lost. Yeah,
I don't like it.
But you've taken part in it and it's benefited you.
Yeah, because
And
of
if you're Logan Paul, you're like, hang on a sec. You say you don't like it. You just came in and made over
Because
$1 million.
Logan, yeah, because Logan fought Mayweather, so he has credibility. But sometimes you go around these events, you see these like TikTok kids walking around like
Right.
they can fight, and I'm like, come on, dude, like it's kind
Yeah,
of.
I don't really like
I don't like it either. I'm like, come on, and it's dangerous. You know, boxing's not a gentle sport. You got to be careful. So like these like tag team things they're doing and stuff, it's very dangerous.
What would happen if you got in the ring with Conor?
I wouldn't. That's one of my best friends. I don't talk about training partners, you know. So.
You've trained with him?
Oh, I trained with him for almost 10
And
years.
how
now.
serious has he got?
Oh, Conor trains very, very hard, and he hits very hard, and he takes it very seriously.
Have you ever knocked him out?
No, I don't see like real martial artists don't talk about training. That's the thing about me, and these guys are different. I'm a real martial artist. I've been training since I was 15, and we go by the code of martial arts. You don't talk about training.
Would you ever
fighters.
fight him though?
No, never. That's
I
one
mean,
of
if
my
you're
best
Dana
friends.
White, you're thinking now with all your profile.
I think me and Khabib or me and Islam would be bigger. You know, I mean, obviously Connor's one of my best friends and my idols and a mentor.
You
to
couldn't
me.
beat Khabib, could you?
Oh,
No one's ever
easy.
beaten Khabib,
I would beat Khabib.
but no one's beaten him.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably.
Alright, bro. Man.
Why would you
No,
beat
no, bro.
Beat him.
Bro.
My jiu-jitsu is too good, and I'm saying this now. All the stuff I've ever said,
This is
I'm
crazy.
willing to go prove it. Give me anybody.
Are people? Look, I'm not as expert as you are in,
Yeah.
all the sort of
My
different.
jiu-jitsu is too good for these guys.
Well, I was going to ask you, if you are as good at jiu-jitsu as you are,
Yeah.
who do you most fear?
I don't fear no one. You know, I want to know what's going to happen.
In your world,
And
who
look
do
at
you-
me. I just went and did a boxing match.
In the UFC, for example,
Yeah.
what type of fighter would you least want to come up against?
I swear, I would fight all of them. I would fight John Jones. I'm not scared. I did a lie detector
Think you
test.
could beat him?
I did a lie detector test, and it showed that I believe that. And I think if you're a fighter and you don't believe that, then you're not a real fighter. You know, I believe I could beat any man in the world. So I think these guys aren't that good, and I'm willing to go prove that. So go put me in the UFC and give me Islam first fight.
So if Dana White is watching this,
Yeah,
what's your message to him?
Sign me. Let's do it. Give me the biggest fight. Give me anybody you want. Just don't send anybody you want back. I'll beat them all. And I want to prove what I'm saying is true because it pisses me off that people don't believe in me, you know? So I want to go out there and I'll fight anyone.
Well,
How old is
I'll be honest with you. I had to consult my middle son, who's a bit of an expert
Yeah.
in you. He loves you.
Oh, he likes me? Oh,
Yeah, and he
that's
said,
good.
Dad, don't get sort of distracted by what happened with this kind of
Yeah, it's a
thing that
boxing
happened
fight.
with Logan. But he said he is one of the greatest jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
exponents in the world.
And how many jiu-jitsu guys would go and do a boxing match?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what he said.
Yeah. And I went out there. I didn't get wobbled. I didn't get a standing 8 count. Every single one against.
And now you're 10 times more famous than you were 2 months ago.
Exactly. And I didn't do it for the fame. But, you know, I thought Logan would be a better promoter. He was terrible at it. I carried this whole promotion on this card. Better than Tommy. Did better than KSI.
Sheesh.
They didn't give me any pay-per-view points. They treated me like shit. Everything was against me. The steroids that he was taking EPO. The refs were on his side. He picks the refs. He picks the judges. He picks everything, you know. So I was just handicapped the whole time.
He still beat you, Dillon.
Yeah, but he beat me in a boxing fight.
Right.
You know, so if he beat me in an MMA fight,
But
then
even that's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? Come on.
nah. Beat me
He's
in a real
a
fight.
YouTube influencer.
He boxed for 5-7 years. He couldn't even rattle me. He was trying to say he would knock me out in a second. Every MMA guy, Joe Rogan, he's gonna get knocked out in a minute. He's gonna get knocked out like this. Look what happened to Ben Askren. He didn't do anything to me. You know, maybe a couple smacks.
Do
That's it.
you think he'll ever get in the jiu-jitsu world with you or
No,
MMA?
never. No, I don't think so. I mean, he shook my hand. See how much of a man he is. So I'm ready to do it. I can do it tonight. I didn't take any damage. So I want to take a fight in the next 30 days. I'm ready to go.
Dillon Danis, good to see you.
Good to see you. It was
Fighting
fun.
talk. You've actually committed yourself to about 8 fights there. You realise that?
I'm down for it. Let's do it. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to fight right now. So whoever wants it, let's go.
I'll be there if you do. Good to see you.
Good to see
Thanks
you,
for
man.
coming.
He's entertaining, man. That's all you can say.